So what if I told you that one of the most influential online games in history is a 30-year-old title you've probably never even heard of? And no, I'm not talking about some retro classic you play on an emulator. I'm talking about a game from 1988 that's still being played today. And yeah, it pretty much laid the groundwork for the online world we all live in.
Now that is a bold claim, right? I mean, today we think of esports as these massive stadium events with million-dollar prizes. But the argument here is that way back, this game called Netrek captured the absolute pure essence of a sport. A real contest of skill, deep strategy, and most importantly, teamwork. So how on earth did that happen? Well, that's what we're going to unpack. We're going to look at how a game with, let's be honest, pretty simple graphics became this enduring digital frontier thanks to its revolutionary design, its tech, and its amazing community.
Okay, so to really get Netrek, you've got to kind of throw out the idea of a simple arcade shooter. The creators themselves say it has way more in common with basketball than with a fast-twitch shooter like Quake. So what does that actually mean?
It means the game is basically happening on two levels at the exact same time. So yeah, on one level, you've got the super intense, real-time twitch skill of dogfighting in space. You're dodging torpedoes, firing phasers, all that good stuff. But layered right on top of that is this incredibly deep strategy game of capturing planets and coordinating with your team. Your raw aim doesn't mean a thing if your team is getting completely outplayed on the galactic map.
And that team play is all built around distinct roles. It's just like a real sport, you know? You can't have a team full of only quarterbacks. You need defenders, you need specialists. In Netrek, players choose ships like the super-fast Scout for quick hit-and-run attacks, or the huge, powerful battleship for defending a key planet. Every single choice matters.
And here's the ultimate goal. You're in a match with 16 players, split into 2 teams of 8. But your objective isn't just to rack up a high score, it's to conquer all 40 planets in the galaxy. You're bombing enemy armies from orbit, then beaming your own troops down to take over. And this is the key. Combat is just a tool. The real goal is total, strategic, galactic domination.
So the gameplay itself was totally revolutionary, for sure. But what really cemented Netrek's place in history was its technological foundation. This wasn't just a great game, it was an absolute pioneer, solving problems that giant studios wouldn't even touch for years.
Just look at this timeline. It shows you how incredibly long this game has been around. Its DNA goes all the way back to a 1973 mainframe game called Empire. It officially launched in '88, got optimized in '93 for the super slow dial-up connections of the time, and today, it actually holds the title of the oldest internet game that is still actively being played. That's just wild.
Okay, this right here is where you see how ridiculously ahead of its time Netrek was. It was the first internet team game. It pioneered the use of 2 different internet protocols at once, a super reliable one for critical commands and a faster one for all the action, a trick modern games still use. It had servers to help you find other players, accounts that remembered your rank, and even a sophisticated anti-cheat system. These are all standard features today, but Netrek was doing it all in the early 90s.
So, why has Netrek survived when countless other games have just vanished? It wasn't backed by a big studio, there was no massive marketing budget. The secret to its incredible endurance? Well, it's the people who play it. Ever since 1989, when its source code was literally just posted online, Netrek has been a fully open source project. For over 3 decades, a passionate community of volunteers has kept the servers running, updated the game, and kept the whole thing alive purely for the love of the sport.
And if you take a peek under the hood, you can see this is a classic piece of software. The server is almost entirely written in C. To put that in perspective, that's like building a skyscraper with raw steel and concrete instead of using pre-made parts. It's not flashy. It's just a lean, mean, efficient system built by some seriously hardcore developers. Now, in an age of 100-player battle royales, a 16-player limit might seem kinda small, but Netrek's 8-on-8 format creates a totally different dynamic. It means that every single player matters. It creates tight communication, deep strategy, and a real sense of team identity, something you just lose in those bigger, more anonymous games.
So why does a 30-year-old game still matter today? Well, because its DNA is alive and kicking in one of the absolute biggest genres in modern gaming.
Think about it for a second. 2 teams, players with unique roles, fighting for control of a map to destroy the enemy's base. Does that sound familiar? I'm talking about MOBAs, multiplayer online battle arenas. Games like League of Legends and Dota. That whole concept, it all started right here. Netrek is basically the grandfather of that entire genre.
And all this leaves us with a final question. In our era of billion-dollar games and endless hype, what can we learn from a sport that has thrived for decades on passion alone? Netrek is this powerful reminder that a game's true value isn't measured in its graphics, but in the depth of its strategy and the strength of its community. It's a living piece of internet history that proves a true digital sport can be absolutely timeless.